You may be wondering why I'm talking about this now and not Pride Month. Well, it is called I Didn't Think That Far. Anyway, onto the video. Disclaimer, as of writing the draft and the majority of the script for this video, I haven't seen season 2 of The Owl House, so that can't be factored in at all. Got that? Good. Let's get into it. So, pretty much, the plot is that Luce, a human, gets stuck in a magical fantasy world. So, the plot kind of focuses on her trying to make it in a fantasy world, and after a while, fitting in. That's the main plot line it's going for. The Owl House Season 1 is what I would call a pretty good show. It isn't a masterpiece, no. It's just a pretty decent show with great characters. This is likable, but sometimes goes a bit far. Ida is fun and actually likable. Gus and Willow, fine. Amity is pretty good, actually. Am I gonna talk about her relation with Luce in any real meaningful way? No, I don't think I will. But episode 16 was the best one, and I would have turned it into the finale. Yeah, the comments section will be peaceful, and there won't be a war zone. That is future me's problem for season 2. Anyway, the how the Owl House isn't what I would call the most original show out there. For example, rugby. It is just Quidditch, pretty much from Harry Potter, while having a name that makes me want to call it Garbage Rugby. So, Garbage Rugby isn't my cup of tea. There are things like, you know, the monsters, those aren't exactly the most creative. And the villain, oh my days. He is pretty much ruler of the world, destroy everything. Yeah, pretty much like that. Not exactly original. So that's The Owl House, Season 1. It is a pretty okay show, but the opening and closing themes are stuck in my head. 6 out of 10, you better not be lying about Season 2. Anyway, bye. I'll see you for Kung Fu Panda 4. Wow, I am so sorry that I ever doubted that this season would be good. This is amazing. This is ridiculously good. This is some of the best media as of present that I have reviewed on the channel. Please keep it in mind. Present. Fine, I might as well get this out of the way first. First, sorry about what the comments will probably look like if this gets an above average view count. Anyway, this is the best part of the season. Like, really, this is the relationship is is cute, and I like when how it's really well paced throughout the first half until episode 8 when they become an official couple. The best part that their relationship and how it's presented, quality never wanes. And you know what? It never comes across as virtue signaling. That's how you know it's good. As in, it never feels like Disney is going, we are such a progressive company. Just ignore that, please. Which is good for obvious reasons. This is one of the best improvements on season 1, but there is one other. Wow, the Emperor is actually good with a good motivation. Instead of being some generic rule the world villain, there's an element that just wants to go back to the human world, like Luce, while also fully representing that he is a monster, acknowledging that it is what he thinks justifies mass murder. Also, the curse. I'm a sucker for when the hero and the villain share motivation in some way, because then you can explore the idea of what is justifiable to reach the goal. The ends justify the means, stuff like that. This also has the biggest problem, which was how kind of obvious it felt to me that Philip was the Emperor. Then again, it does improve the episode when Luce helps Philip. Well, we know she is helping someone who will go on to try to destroy the world. Then the reveal is heartbreaking instead of shocking because we already knew. So that's been a lot of talking. So let's talk about the Golden Guard. The Golden Guard and his arc are well done. I like how it starts with Hunter getting a talisman, then he truly being flipped when he learned that the Emperor is evil. You can just feel how his world is collapsing around him and that everything he knows is wrong and that he is in denial. His arc is incredibly well written. Now, let's talk about the King of Demons, shall we? King, who went from a comedic character, is now a character with emotional depth who wants to find out who he really is. It is incredibly well written. You know, he just wants to have a family connected by blood. Then, when he realizes that his dad is the Boiling Isles itself, you kind of feel sad yet happy. And that high is really good. But sadly, not everyone could have been well written. But first, Ida. Ida has really good development, just like King, going from a mostly comedic character to a well rounded and well developed character. We finally get a proper explanation of Ida's past and how the curse ruined her life. The scene where she finally comes to terms with the curse and accepts it as who she is really good. I like how she really doesn't care about how her own sister cursed her. She knows she was just, at the end of the day, manipulated by the Emperors. Rock is some of the best stuff in the show. In this season, everyone gets some form of development. By that I mean the bare minimum. For example, Willow wants to become a great leader and gets an episode. This is good, but then you realize that she is supposed to be part of the main cast. The episode ends more focused on Hunter. You realize something went wrong. Same with Gus, where most of his character comes through from in the episode The Looking Glass, where it is easily overshadowed by Luce and Amity. Part Luce and Amity's part in it. This kind of we're gonna give them something, but it's not too good. It's nothing special at all. I am fully happy with giving this season a 10 out of 10. This is the best thing so far that I have reviewed on this channel. Really can't wait for what season 3 has to offer. Wait, what? What do you mean that there is only 3 episodes? Do you want a rush finale? What do you mean it doesn't fit the Disney brand? Your first film involves a princess fleeing for her life from her evil stepmom who wants to kill her. I guess I will see you in for that review. I hope for the next season, season 3, is that it's not ruined. Also, tell me what you think of this new writing style I've kind of developed. Bye. So, before I get into the review, let's talk about the fact there are only 3 specials, which gave them only 2 hours to wrap up such an ambitious show. I will say this now, and I will say it again. It is a show for a reason. It is a show because the runtime of a film can't give justice to the concept and the characters. This ending is what is the best possible ending we could have gotten. So, all the problems due to writing, pacing, everything can be blamed on the Disney executives who cancelled it and apparently they regretted it. So, let's get on to the main character, Luce. Luce was given the perfect end of. This season did it right. From the mere idea that she should leave the Boiling Isles, a place that has given her joy and happiness in a way that she's never found, to the fact she thinks it's ruined. She's ruined it. I love the part where she tells her mom she is bi, and I know for a fact that exists for a few reasons. One, to annoy Disney, which I respect in every way. I think her death scene was good. I knew they wouldn't kill her off permanently. I think it is the best the fake death scene could have been handled. It was far better than Adam Mental. Then again, that doesn't count for much. So yeah, Luce had really good development, and I like how she ends up not leaving the Boiling Isles. I think that was the best decision they could have made. Let's now talk about the main threat, the Collector. The idea of the Collector is what would happen if we gave a child the power of a god. His voice perfectly gives off that crazy, innocent child aspect really well. And I have to applaud the voice acting. It truly sells what an accidental monster he is. I like how they decide to let the Collector go and be free. And he isn't put back in the prison, but allowed to be free. Really good. Well done. However, there is someone who never would ever deserve such a fate, and luckily didn't get it. You can really tell how broken he has become. A husk of his former self. A man can be barely described as a human. Now just reduced to nothing but a monster who thought he would destroy the monster, but he is the monster. There's something poetic that in an attempt to save himself, he ended up making it worse. He would have otherwise probably lived a normal life. I like how he dies doing the very tricks that got him there. A desperate attempt to manipulate. A truly fitting death. However, as alluded to, some characters weren't given the focus they deserved. This is mostly due to the pace. The Shaft. Pretty much all the characters I haven't mentioned fall into this. Well, I mean, except King, but whoops. They are either given a good amount of focus episode 1 or 2, and then forgotten about in episode 3, or the episode they weren't given a lot of focus in. This is honestly pretty sad. I really wish that we got more time, but of course we couldn't. So If somehow you still haven't watched this show, then what are you doing and watch it now? Honestly, this show is really good. And I love everything to do with it, especially season 2. I do believe that this season ended up the best it could have been, given the circumstances. 8 out of 10, bordering on the 9. Honestly, I really wish I could have given it a 10 out of 10. But of course I couldn't. But, hey, that's, you know, just life. And bye.